Tiffany Henyard is in big trouble, and I mean a lot of trouble. She's gonna go from the city girl mayor, super mayor, to getting them cheeks clapped in prison. Booty clapping sounds. And it's all because of greed. Now, we all know how bad of a mayor she is, but we didn't really know the extent of the stealing and how much money she was using for things that she really didn't need to do. Now, Lori Lightfoot, former mayor of Chicago, has been hired to check these things out. And at first, I thought it was a bad hire. But hey, looks like Lori Lightfoot is pretty good. She's gonna come out and say this.
Two documents that we're going to talk specifically about are the annual financial report, and you see the citation there, it's a state law, and the audited financial statements. The village has not, and let me repeat that, the village has not complied with these statutory requirements since fiscal year 2021. There's no annual financial report available after 2021, and no audited financial statements after 2021. So what that means is the information that we're providing you has not been thoroughly audited by a CPA, but we do have information coming from an entity that essentially serves as the finance department of the village.
So no financial records have been really turned in this particular fund, the general fund, for at least 3 years. That's what we can see, leading to a $3.65 million deficit. Now, I'm gonna go over some of the purchases, like this extreme purchase in one day.
We want to highlight a couple of credit card purchases. You're having the same reaction that we did when we saw it. So in particular, we were very concerned to see the top three purchases that were highlighted for you that were booked on January 5th of 2023. That's roughly $40,000, a little more than that, in credit card purchases on Amazon in the same day.
Now, that's Amazon. $43,000 in one day on Amazon is ridiculous. But let's go to the overtime pay.
And when Lightfoot dug into what money was spent, she found overtime, especially with two officers, kept jumping year after year. Two officers racked up in overtime, nearly doubling their salaries. One officer made $108,000, then $114,000 in overtime alone.
I've never seen police be paid that amount of money under no circumstances.
And Deputy Chief Lewis Lacey, who was fired this week, also made a killing in overtime. Check out how much he was paid in overtime since 2022. Last fiscal year, the village paid him $96,000 in addition to his salary.
Now, it's very interesting that police officers are being paid overtime. But when it came to the fire department, what was the case?
As the mayor stated earlier, services have been hindered or hindered the services we render, being that vendors do not get paid or are not being paid in a timely fashion. Our reputation as a village is at stake when it comes to giving services to this community, because when you call for service, the first thing they say is, "Oh, Village of Dolton, no, we can't come over there. We might not get paid," or, "Oh, we can't come over there. We don't want our business to be in the street," which is hindering the residents. This hasn't hurt anybody but the residents and the services that we are here to give to you. People call every day. A lady called earlier and she said, "Hey, they was cutting trees on my street and then they stopped before they got to my house. What happened to my tree?" And I tell them the services have been reduced because of political reasons. And when politics are played, the residents will suffer.
So the reason why fire departments can't get paid and other city services can't get paid is because the police officers can do something that, fire departments can't, which is protect her. This is the reason why Tiffany Henyard uses police security all the way from her home or alleged home in Dolton all the way to South Holland when she goes to the supervisor, her position there, because she's afraid of actually being, gunshots. And this is what almost any dictator does around the world. Any dictator that is strong is going to put his money and effort into the military base because you have to pay somebody, right? So you want to pay for protection. This is what Tiffany Henyard does. But here's what she also does to pretend like she's doing great things.
Hey guys! Hey! It's your super mayor, Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor. Again, we are here off of 153rd and Cottage Grove. And we are now having our fest right here down Cottage Grove. So if you're interested and you would like to attend, please come on out right here. And you see the kids, we got bubbles. Who don't like bubbles, right? So I'm gonna turn this around and give y'all a couple of updates of what's going on.
So you guys, you see, that's supposed to be something like an event where she can prove that she's doing great things for her city, throwing events, throwing concerts, because that's her way of saying I'm doing something. But when you look at what's going on with city services, you know, you have the police cars almost repossessed. You have fire hydrants not being repaired. All of these things happening. Well, is that really being a good mayor? Because if you look at the video that Fox News has or WGN, you will see how spending for every year has gone up, but there has been no reinvestment into the city. Let me kind of explain what I mean. Most cities, states, or countries will spend money in order to grow in certain areas. They will put good infrastructure, hoping that they can get private investment to come in and benefit off that good infrastructure. You see a lot of poor countries doing this. We're trying to improve their ports, trying to improve their electricity, trying to improve other things to encourage foreign investment or direct foreign investment to come in to give jobs and then to increase tax revenue. That would be the reason why you would spend money in order to increase tax revenue. But you wouldn't do it to build an ice skating ring named after your daughter that doesn't bring in any revenue. And you wouldn't put your city at such a risk that you can't carry out basic services. Now, for us that live in the United States, you know, stoplights, water, you know, those things are normal. It's not normal when you're Tiffany Henyard, right? And to live in a city that's just so close to Chicago, imagine that you would be living in a third world country. Imagine buying a house in Dolton. Imagine buying, you know, property there, a duplex, and you don't even have police cars because they're repossessed because, well, the mayor got it repossessed because she went on and, you know, spent all the money on Amazon.com, or she's spending money on police overtime who protects her all day while there's crime going on Sibley Road or Sibley Avenue, whatever the name of the street is, and it keeps occurring because of her. Now, I'm gonna also say one thing else. I hate to bring bad news, but Tiffany Henyard is what party? That's right, she's a part of the Democratic Party. And again, we know that Kamala Harris is going to go ahead and inspire all of these city girls to get into politics. Here's what I'm going to say. With no level of accountability from people like Tiffany Henyard, expect more of this to happen amongst the country, especially Democratic politicians, most notably female. It might not be as bad as this, but we've already seen evidence. There's been Monique Owen in East Point, Michigan. There's Latoya Cantrell in New Orleans. And we even have it as district attorneys of Fulton County with Fannie Willis and, you know, paying her boyfriend off while he's over there. Booty clapping sounds. Clapping cheeks, okay? Expect this to get worse, not better. If Kamala Harris becomes president, this will be an emboldened call for people to repeat the process and to continue to do so. And also, while you're doing it, to double down on it. Tiffany Henyard is still doing crazy things like not allowing the trustees to have access to City Hall, getting revenge on people who don't like her, canceling business licenses, while the FBI is doing its job trying to build a case on her. Well, actually, it's not trying to build a case on her. It has built a case on her. And she's definitely going to prison for a long time. The only question is, which one of y'all gonna put some money on her books? So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shitty Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.